we open on a dusty road with two wide, deep ruts worn in the dirt by thousands of wagons passing over decades in both directions. A team of horses plods down the road, dragging two large connected wagons south past acres and acres of farmland. Sitting in the driver's seat, holding the reins, is a stocky, middle-aged human man dressed in bright but dirty clothing, his face resting in a smile that disappears under his bushy mustache. Rising over the horizon is a stockade fence, decorated along the top with dozens of sets of overlarge antlers. On the side of the road, a few yards ahead of the gates to this walled town, is a tall wooden spike sticking out of the ground, and hanging on that spike is a rusty metal torso. The mutilated wreck of what was, long ago, a gearsman sways slightly in the wind, a declaration of defiance or a warning, or perhaps just a decoration. The mustache man snickers to himself and then reaches behind him, knocking on the wall of the wagon.
Land ho!
At the driver's call, several passengers pop their heads out of the windows of the two wagons or step out of the doors between the two into the open air. The crew is an eclectic mix of Varisians of all shapes, sizes, and ages, all dressed in rather festive garb with a wide variety of accessories, and all looking rather weary from the road. Wherever they're coming from, it's been a long while since they've set down roots. Eidenvey looms slowly closer, but the gates remain shut. Perhaps gearsmen aren't the only people who are unwelcome here. Still, the man with the mustache smiles. This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only podcast that goes down like a complimentary mint lightly dusted with broken glass. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Get that mint flavor directly into the bloodstream. I'm not a doctor. Just copying
Yeah,
Zach.
it just sounds to me like you're just describing a mint-flavored M&M.
You were going to do it.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
I mean, legally, I can't say eating a mint M&M is like eating, a glassy mint. Like, legally, I can't and wouldn't say that. But I can't not say that. So I
and
won't.
we certainly wouldn't say that with our new sponsor, mint and peanut butter M&Ms. Not
God.
mint and
no
peanut
other
butter.
flavor.
No, it's mint and peanut
Mint and
butter
peanut
together.
butter.
Yeah,
I'd eat it. Wrap that bad boy in a dark chocolate M&M. Come on.
No.
mint butter.
Jeff, no, come on, buddy. Respect yourself.
I do. That's why I said dark chocolate.
Okay.
The superior chocolate.
Last time on the program, the party, after being sad for a little while and standing in the rain, decided to commit some light breaking and entering. So they went on down to the boarding houses, and Kira and Asher did a very normal and reasonable distraction of Agron Most, wherein they just destroyed his office and yelled at him for bringing all of Torch's problems into the town. I guess for not vetting his guests well enough. It's unclear. Meanwhile, Brixby broke into a few of the houses in the boarding houses and eventually found a meticulously organized one with basically reconnaissance information on everyone in the town, on all their technological items, a little bit of a dossier on where Sandville Trep might be. And then they locked up there, did a great job covering their tracks, and headed off to the guild hall to talk to Kira's father about the potential strange fella that seems to be wandering around town. It turns out that this person traded a ceremonial dagger that may or may not have been used in cult rituals at some point for an adamantine weapon pretty recently, and also Kira's dad says he's basically been hanging out around town. And so that's where we are now, I think, right at the guild hall, and resolved to go find this strange person to see if they're potential trouble.
We're looking specifically headed Old Chicken Way, because they were around there, and why do I want to say Bry Gallery? That's not right. The Bry Arena?
Church of Bry.
Church, that's it.
It's a gallery.
No, the arena's under the other church.
That's true.
We will know when we see this yellow individual because Chevy Chase will be nearby playing a trumpet.
Well, shall we check Charlie's or Radley's?
Head towards the chicken and then veer off as needed.
They're all kind of in the same neighborhood.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just head in that direction.
Let's head back towards Charlie's, and then from there we can make our way out towards. It wasn't Radley; it was Kite. Yeah, we can make our way out towards the Temple of Bry.
Kira shrugs and starts walking.
Yeah.
Presumably we're headed toward the chicken area.
As you head back over to Charlie the Lizard Folk's Chicken Emporium, the line has dwindled some as the breakfast rush is dying down after your excursions. And but, there's still a lot of people there because it's 2 for Toil Day. But approaching the building, you can see the fenced-in lot behind Charlie's where the free-range, pasture-raised chickens do all of their hanging out. Weirdly, the chickens aren't happily wandering around, scratching at the dirt and pecking at it, trying to get those bugs. They all seem to be huddled in the corner closest to you, which is a weird thing for chickens to do.
Can either of you cast Speak with Animals or are trained in the trained-only skill of animal handling? Otherwise, this appears to be a dead end.
Yeah, I don't know what the clock is going on.
I have handle animal. It's one of those things I have. I have a
Whoa.
+9.
You have a rank in
some
handle
reason.
animal? Right on.
Yeah, I don't remember why. There was a reason a long time ago, but I'm going to do it. I would like to handle a chicken. I'd like to roll to handle chicken, please.
Roll to handle chicken.
Yeah, in the sense of, hey, can I figure out what's up with these chickens?
Well, you got 3 chickens at your house, so presumably,
Pretty good with chickens.
yeah.
Ooh, that's a 16 on the die, plus a 9 for a 25 handle chicken.
Wow. With a 25 handle animal, you're pretty sure that the chickens are afraid of something. All of them are definitely creeped out. And if you sort of follow their body language, which obviously you're handling chickens, you can tell what direction the chickens are huddling away from. You can see a strange individual in the chicken pen with them. Jiro, why don't you describe who it is that they see in the pen?
First off, I would say that they're not in the pen. They're just like at the opposite corner of the outside of the pen.
Too bad, GM said it. You're in the pen.
Kind of like reaching a hand through. You know what? Okay, they're in the pen. They climbed into the chicken pen in their attempt to coerce some chickens. They
Ankle deep
see
in
a figure kneeling down. They think they're kneeling. It's kind of hard to tell because they're in a fully covering their body robe that you can't see their legs or anything. It is the most horrible, hideous shade of yellow you've ever seen. It's what the player's mother used to call baby poop yellow. It's like just this really awful, like the color of like a rotten banana type thing, but it's also like covered in these really fine stitching patterns, like lots of swirls and curlicues and circles, and it looks like there's like gems woven into it. Like it looks very expensive, very fancy, very well made, but really ugly. And I think the biggest thing that would stand out is the head looks like it's about 3 times bigger than it should be and kind of lumpy. But you can't really tell more than that because the hood is up and you can't see past it. And what time of day is it, Sam?
At this point, it's early afternoon.
Okay. I would say you would also then maybe notice that there's something with the shadow. But it might be hard to tell because he's like in the corner of the chicken pen, so the way the shadow is going to be over the mesh fencing is kind of going to mess with it, but there's definitely something wrong with the shadow.
Hey, it's the thing in yellow. He points.
What are you doing to these chickens? Stop it.
And it'll raise its head up. How far away would you say everybody is, Sam, from where this person is?
Probably about 50 feet.
Okay, so that's close enough. So it looks up and you see it kind of like tilts its head to the side, like kind of like a bird would do. And it looks at the party and it looks, you see it like, you can't see its face, but it seems like it locks eyes on Brixby. And it's going to turn its hand and dump out the little handful of seed it was holding. And it's going to carefully step out of the chicken coop, avoid cutting itself on like barbed wire or anything. And it's going to walk over to Brixby and reach a hand out. And you see that its hand, all of the fingers are the same length. And the nails are like black. They look like they're made out of like black glass. And the rest of the hand is like a really pale white, but almost sparkly. And it reaches out towards Brixby.
There's a glass door between my office and the living room, so I just had to give like multiple parent eyes to my dog to eventually stop him from light barking without getting up. So does he have birdseed in his? No, he dumped it out. Okay.
No,
I wasn't sure if you were
birdseed
coming
out.
over and you were just like, rat.
No, it's reaching towards his head, almost like it looks like it wants to pet him.
Okay, if Brix doesn't look like this is a person it knows, then Kira's gonna just put herself right in between there. Like, whoop.
Yeah, Brix is going to step back.
What are you doing?
And it's gonna look over at Kira, it tilts its head again, and it says, "I like your dog."
Okay, well, normally I would say that's really rude, but we're fighting right now, so still, don't touch. Who are... Also not a dog. I'm sorry. Who are you?
And the voice is like really weird, like it's echoey, and it seems like it's coming from like all around it instead of out of its mouth. And we'll do the voice once more and then turn that off forever because that's not something that people are going to want to listen to a lot. But it, just still staring at Kira, it says, "Hello, I'm Halloween. Can I pet your dog?"
Kira will, like, look back at Asher and Brix, be like, okay, no, first of all, right, I'm not, because it's not,
Yes, I know.
he's not
His
mine.
head will snap over to look at Brix again when he talks.
Doing my best to hide behind someone who also hates me. So,
Have at him.
Hello, Aluin. This is Brixby. He's the Yosoki, not a dog. My name is Asher, and this is our very strong and very well-armed friend Kira.
I have a chainsaw.
It's literally always running.
look at Asher and say, "Oh,
Is
keep
your
going.
business here? You're attempting to feed chickens and maybe here to shop the fine sky metal wares of Torch?" He's saying without saying, I know that you traded in a dagger. Just trying to think what would bring people to town, feeding chickens and buying stuff.
Yeah, it looks like we interrupted some foul play.
Brixby just goes back behind Kira's leg again.
Yes, trying to establish the pecking order.
Yeah, when Brixby talks, his head, snapped over to look at him again, weirdly, unnaturally snaps that direction, and then goes back to Asher. And he says, "They said if I went to Scrapwall, I'd need something that could hurt robots. I don't know what a robot is, but they said this will do it, and it'll reach into his robe and pull out a adamantine morning star, and then put it back in the robe."
Yeah, I guess.
Lots of questions, I'll be honest. You need to go to Scrapwall. You want to hurt robots, but you don't know what they are, and you've never seen a Yasuki before. I'm not from around here. I'm from a whole different continent. Are you perchance also a stranger to these parts?
I lived in the colony, but they're all dead now.
That's a suburb of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and it's awfully macabre to cut this whole thing out. Go for it, Kira.
Everyone you lived with is dead?
Yes, they all died. It was a long time ago now, though. It was, and it kind of looks up at the sky. At least a couple months. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Why? So why are you going to Scrapwall then? Are you just looking for somewhere to stay? Because honestly, if you're looking for a new place, this is probably better. And the Charlie's over there doesn't take coupons.
I'm looking for Helion.
And again, I get Kiro look back at Asher and Brixby just to make sure. Oh, well, why? Why do you know about Helion?
Before I came here, I met some men. They looked weird, but they said Helion is a new god. And I like learning about the gods.
You got your tense wrong there, mate.
Still afraid of being pet by whatever this is.
Well, I too have some religious inclinations and curiosity. So, hey, common ground. Hellion, though, well, normally I'm not quick to judge, but they had some rather destructive tendencies, and honestly we're happy to explode a whole town if it stood in their way, so Hellion is no longer a member of any pantheon, and is currently not, I guess dead is a fair term for it, but he'll just kind of put a finger to the side of his nose.
He's a jerk. We had to kill him. He's also probably not even really a god. I think he's just kind of delusional, but I guess that doesn't matter anymore. Was it super important that you found him for your dead friends and family?
Well, none of the ones that everybody calls gods are really gods. That's why they're so interesting.
Oh.
Ooh.
Looks up at Asher and over at the yellow one.
Ooh.
Just moves to Kira's other leg.
Yeah, and this person has been talking with this like same pleasant voice that again is clearly not coming out of a mouth, which is weird, but just very pleasant seeming, other than all of the really weird stuff going on. Not purposely threatening in any way.
Hey, so you're not from around here, I'm not from around here. I learned this fun game that they play in Torch. They wanted to know what's under my hat, and so I took off my hat. Turns out it's just hair. Hey, new friend, what's under that hood there? Wanna play this game? I'll guess. A smaller hood.
He'll cock his head sideways again, very weirdly bird-like, and say, well, that's not right at all. It'll reach up and pull the hood back, and hair falls out that was bunched up in the hood. This very straight, very long, light blonde hair that then goes down almost to, like, his calves. And when you see the face, perfectly symmetrical face, like weirdly, unsettlingly symmetrical. No other hair other than the hair on the head, no eyebrows, nothing else like that. Same pale skin as the hands that looks almost like it's got like sparkles in it. And he smiles. His teeth look like they're the same thing as his nails. They're like black, almost transparent. They look like they're made out of obsidian. And instead of normal eyes, maybe about a third again is bigger than an eye should be, are just these what look like just like glass balls with space inside of them, like outer space. Like you can almost see like moving stars inside of them. And he just smiles and says, I only have the one hood.
Kobold Press.
No! Oh my god.
Everyone make a sanity check.
I lost the game. You got me, Eloin.
You know, it's probably the creepiest looking person you've ever seen.
So the real trick is now what Asher can make a knowledge roll. Because there's this wild thing that my fellow castmates have never considered, and that is rolling to figure out what somebody is.
It takes away your mystique at this point. It's part of our brand. But for Jero, I will roll any knowledge right now.
Oh, yeah. You don't just rip Vargas away from us and get to remain a mystery for more than 20 minutes.
I'm going to figure out what you are.
We'll go to every library in Galarian. So.
But is it what kind of knowledge is it?
I think
not
the most
arcana.
appropriate role is probably knowledge.
You know, if you don't want to give it away, I could just roll a die and tell you what knowledges I have.
I mean, I'm okay with saying it's planes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bummer.
Craft blacksmith?
I have no idea what
Yes.
the DC would be.
25.
Not the DC, his total roll.
No, that's the same. Both. That's the DC, which is 25.
No, if the DC was lower, then you'd get more questions.
I mean, is
15.
I'll leave that up to Sam. Is that enough to tell him exactly what he is, or at least his like subtype or any of that stuff?
Kill it with fire.
I think you are reasonably confident that you're looking at a native outsider, or at least a plain-touched humanoid, the exact providence of which is very difficult to say because there's clearly some weird stuff going on. But, you know, at least you're mechanically in a certain neighborhood of you know, I would say mechanically you're in the Tiefling, Aasimar, Aphorite, Gonzi neighborhood.
Definitely native
plant-touched
outsider.
humanoids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can smite it, if that's what you're wondering. You can see. Brixby looks up and he's like, it's smiteable.
yeah.
It's, definitely outsider.
Just a real cash kind of stretch.
Oh, detect evil.
He does not detect as evil.
Next time.
Okay.
And he's still just smiling at you with these weird... Again, like, it literally looks like cat's eye marbles with, like, outer space inside of them just jammed into his head.
Yeah. Kira's not quite looking at him. Okay, so you're here and you're, different. And you're looking for Hellion. We cannot help you with that. Can we help you be less, disturbing? Or scary. I'm sorry. I don't know the politest way to say that.
Aren't you a charisma-based character?
No, the charisma's just there to help with the 3 buff spells.
It was very endearingly awkward. I think Kira's brand of charisma.
That's
Fair.
there.
That
I'm
is fair.
forcing you to be my friend by not knowing any of the words.
I mean, he'll look in Kira's direction. He'll kind of... You don't know if he's ignoring the comment about being scary or if he doesn't quite get it, but he says, "Do you know any other new gods? I talked to the follower of the survivor, but she's not any different. But Helion was supposed to be a new god. I thought maybe a new god would be more interesting."
We did too. Yeah, but big tough guys who punch gods. That's what I'm implying with my language back here.
Pulls out the remaining warm apple slices at this point. It's just dunking furiously.
And again, when Brixby talks, his head kind of jerks over there. And now that his hood's down, you can see that he's only... Like, obviously he doesn't have, like, pupils, but you can tell, like, the head is moving towards you guys, but you're not 100% sure he can even, like, see.
Okay. So I don't think we know any new gods. Let's say you found a new god. What would you do at it?
I'd learn about it. What kind of powers it has, if they're different than what the other ones do. If it's a god like the people in those big places, the ones like this, but bigger, and he kind of motions to Torch, the ones they all worship. Or if it's more like the gods from the colony.
And what are those gods?
You know,
Slice and dice.
the gods. The real ones.
No.
The ones that can't die like your gods can.
I'm very curious to learn more of the colony's gods. Is there a particular leader among them whose name we might recognize?
Well, there's no leader. The strongest is... It's Camwell, my god.
I'll roll a knowledge religion for S's and G's. For shoots and games.
And that's Tawil, not I keep wanting to put an M in that word. I apologize for that. Tawil.
Yeah, I only have 14 total.
I'm gonna toss one at that too. It's a duddy 20, as it were. 10 on the day.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty obscure role.
I think there's another name that would be less obscure, but this one I feel like would be higher than the 20.
Yeah, I think that you get the general sense that you're talking about some sort of outer god, sort of dark tapestry type figure here, but I don't think you recognize the specific name, just like the weirdness of the person you're looking at and the references to gods that don't die and such.
Well, I admit I'm unfamiliar, but it's just an opportunity for me to learn more, I'm sure.
What is your god?
I am a follower of Caldera Zuzaristan. She's a bit of a mischievous one, but a deity of luck.
And she gives you power? She answers prayers?
Yes, she does.
Can you show me one of her powers she gives you?
Sure. And Asher will expend 2 uses of Lay on Hands to channel positive energy. So if any of those chickens, when they were scurred, maybe got a scratch, anything within 30 feet, I consider the chickens my allies. I think that's been established.
They're all out of range, though, because when Elowen came over, they skittered more than 30 feet the other direction.
Oh. Yeah, so a healing wave of positive energy. If any of you are down hit points, I'll roll 2d6. But yeah, it emanates from him in a 30-foot radius.
Just emotional damage.
And he'll say,
Otherwise fine.
That's not anything special, though. That's not from a god. And he is then also going to channel positive energy without touching any holy symbol or doing anything otherwise. And you feel it wash over you again, and this is the point where I really wish my original build for him wasn't completely useless and would die in like 2 seconds, because that build could channel neutral energy, which is the coolest thing I've ever seen. But unfortunately, he's not channeling neutral, he's just channeling good.
Okay. Excellent. Good show. Agree to disagree, perhaps. I couldn't do this before I accepted the good Lord Caldera. No, before I took levels in Paladin. This was something I was unable to do of my own, but through growing more closely and following and adhering to the tenets of Caldera and the code of her paladins, I have obtained this power. Now, that's not to say that it can't be obtained through other methods and sources, but mine comes from Caldera.
I've just always been able to do that.
That's really cool.
Good.
Is that something everyone in the colony could do?
Oh no. Just me.
Is that why everyone else is gone?
No. Some of them got old, and some of them got eaten, and some of them got killed.
I'm sorry about your friends. I know that's hard. If you want, you can stay in Torch for a little bit. Maybe leave the chickens alone, because I think that they're kind of scared, but other than that, we have things. I don't know about new gods, though. I guess if that's like a staying factor, then you should not stay here.
I wanted to meet the one who worshipped the god with the big circle. The big jagged circle. But I think he doesn't like me. Every time I go there, he's not there.
Mate, what is the Twi'lek? Whatever your god's name is, and I'm sorry, this isn't an offense, I just have a terrible short-term memory when I'm very sad. But what does your god believe in? Dunks the last apple slice and the remainder of peanut butter. Swizzles.
Well, the gods are above us. They're unknown and unknowing. It's not my job to know what he believes in.
Kind of freaky, but I agree with you here. Honestly, on the whole deific unknown front. Yeah.
Some things can't be scruted.
Well, if you're looking for something to scrut, we're headed out of town. We're looking for things that are also difficult to scrut. I don't know if we can help you find any new gods, but if you if you decide to keep moving, we're leaving soon, and we have some space in the walking formation.
Where are you walking to?
We're following a dot.
Very difficult to scroot dot. That dot is not scrutable.
Well, I wanted to talk to the circle priest, but like I said, I don't think he likes me. It's been a long time. It's been at least a couple weeks since I've been with other people. I'll go with you.
I know you're not really talking to me right now, but this is a good idea. Asher, can you ask Big Stuff if this is a good idea?
Kira,
I heard him. Why wouldn't it be a good idea?
they're standing right in front of us.
Yeah, I know. Well, in front of you. I'm actually behind Kira, but...
Fair. Also, hey, Alwyn, real quick, what are your pronouns so I can refer to you respectfully?
The colony always said he. I'm he.
Right on. He's standing right in front of us.
Dig, but... Alright, well, Alwyn, if you had to drop your morality on an x-axis... say there was a decision that would pull you between disorder and order, terrible things and good things. Do you see things that way? Things.
What kind of things?
I think he means, like...
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Fair. Good way to figure it out.
What do you do with a shopping cart when you're done? That'll tell me everything I need to know about you.
What's a hot dog and what's the shopping?
Yeah, Asher did get a total of a 22 on a sense motive, just like a general vibe check.
You know,
Sort
other
of.
than being like really, really, really unsettling, he is being perfectly honest with you and he is being perfectly pleasant. Like, his entire creep factor is entirely unintentional.
Yeah, except for the old, potentially sacrificial dagger that you bartered with.
Well, he got rid of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, so why did you have it in the first place?
The dagger. That was from the colony. They left a lot of things behind.
So you didn't use it?
No, that was never my part. I just sat in the big chair.
Can you use it? Or can you use that?
No, I gave it to the man. He gave me the other thing.
Can you use the other thing?
Like, not right now. We're not
Just, yeah, theoretically.
Not currently. No, just...
Yeah, I think
I don't
he'll
need a
look.
demonstration.
He'll honestly look confused for a second and say, "I think so. I've never had to swing something like that before, but I've seen how they work."
Well, if you can't figure it out, I'm sure I can help. And, like, kind of looks down at Bricks in the closest way that she's been able to. I don't think he's going to hurt us, and he's looking for something, too. It seems like it just makes sense. We should make sure he gets there safely if he wants to go. Since we look out for each other and stuff.
Yeah, okay, I just didn't really get that vibe with the whole, underlying current of aggression and anger that doesn't involve... But anyway, thanks for letting me hide behind you. Okay. Alright. Alright, Halloween, where are you staying?
Aluin.
Yes.
He gives people nicknames. It's like a nice thing, but also don't get attached.
Yeah, it's a term of endearment, but... You know...
Be skeptical. I could lean in for a whisper. Look, we really like Brixby, but he's being such a jerk right now, and just, it's a thing. It's fine. It's fine.
Nothing says this is a good group to join than telling you right off.
Yeah.
Come on in. We will talk behind your back.
Yeah. All three of them look like they're ready to attack each other. I should probably join this group.
I've also been hurt emotionally, but I do think he was put in a bit of an unfair situation. And Well, I don't know how much we need to go into great detail now. Sounds as though we'll have ample time to talk whilst we walk.
Do you want to walk with us?
That could work. I tried to get a horse before, and I wanted to go to Scrapwall. But the man said you had to pay for it. They used to just give me things.
Yeah, they made us pay too. Oh. Well, that could be useful. Well, if you're going to hang out with us here, and Kira will give a sticker that says, let's, I guess, just new friend. And right on top of, like, the,
Friend is in quotation.
question mark? Here, you can have this, don't eat it. And just, like, hand it off. I don't know where to put this on
He
your
immediately eats
person.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he'll take it, and I think from under his robe he will pull out a very pale leather book, and he will slap the sticker onto the cover of it and stick it back under the robe. Thank you.
In the colony, they had much better quality stickers from Michaels.
He doesn't know about Michael's, Asher.
Everyone knows about Michaels. It's the best craft store ever.
Anyone, do you know about Michael's? Did you have Michael's in the colony?
We had a person named Michael. Is that who you're talking about?
Probably not. Hard to say.
Do they have an entrepreneurial joie de vivre?
No.
And perhaps there's je ne sais quoi about the quality of their products.
Coup d'etat.
Just coup de grace. Just right there. It's done. Roll up a new character.
Kira's decided the novelty is over.
No. He was a chandler. He helped make the candles, but then he got eaten.
Eaten by what? Oh, sorry. Can I ask? Is that okay to ask?
He got eaten by one of the... I forget the word. And he said something in this other language that I 100% guarantee nobody else in the party has.
Linguistics. Time for that roll now.
Okay.
Who knows?
But he says, one of those.
Kira looks to Asher as she waits for an answer.
No.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure that it is Esperanto. So he's just one of those nerds.
Yeah, 13 total. I don't know.
It's like a weird, almost buzzing sound. Like, it doesn't sound like something that should be able to come out of a throat. But then he just continues on back in common. One of those.
Okay. Well, let us know if you see any of those.
Perfectly pleasant. Is everybody... I'd like that no one has asked him to put the hood back up yet.
That seems rude. Hide your face.
That's not how the game works here in Torch. Although Asher put his hat back on, that's just because he likes it.
It's that cheese lining.
I think as everybody's... Yeah, I think actually as everybody's talking, he does slowly, like, bundle his hair up onto his head over the course of, like, a minute and a half, and then pull the hood back over it.
That's a nice hood.
Thank you. The colony made it,
Welcome.
and then I made it special.
You would like Joanne's.
Yes, but you'd really like Michael's.
Anyway, we're waiting for something for Asher, and then we're gonna go away. Do you have things you need to do here? Did you want to
Where
talk
you
to the
staying?
circle person? Sir, where are you staying?
Yes. We call him Circle K, because he always has everything we need. His first initials. His last name. Never mind.
Racking up these sponsorships.
I hear strange things are afoot at his house.
Yeah, he just says, I'm not staying anywhere. I just lay outside and look at the stars. I like looking at the stars because then I know where home is.
You mean you can use the stars to find your way back home?
As long as I can see them, I know where everything is.
All right. Well, I mean, it seems like we've made a new friend here. Is there anything else everybody wants to do today, or, I mean, you sort of have still another day tomorrow before Asher's gun is going to be ready. So you've got more than a full day left in Torch before it's time to go. If there are any loose ends y'all want to tie up.
I guess the only question that I have that is shopping related, which is, should we get disguise weapon for the chainsaw? I can make it look like something else that is of the same size that is a weapon. It can look like a great sword or like a, I don't know, like a bush trimmer. So you can just be like, no, this is a topiary machine. So that's your voice.
We'll have to have a
as well.
talk about not running it.
Yeah, no, I mean, the disguised weapon is not going to do much for the broom, broom, broom in the same way that, like, but I don't know if we can really, I guess we could throw it inside a bag of holding. It's just more like do you want it on your back disguised as something else?
I mean, yeah, well, okay, so Kira's going to want it on her if they're going into this new situation. But if it is going to get them caught, she's fine to, if you think we'll be okay, if I don't have it with me, then I'm okay with just using my regular stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Ethel is sufficient, but it would cost us 35 gold.
So if we just have that kicking around, we can always it's a level 1 spell. Brix has spell slots for days. Right?
Yeah, we should have it, at least in just for backup.
All right, cool.
We'll look quietly annoyed. Fine, I guess you can make your spell. Thanks.
All right.
So Brixby goes off to the scrollarium and grabs himself a scroll of disguise weapon and pops that bad boy into his book. Taking 10, I can very easily scrap this without an issue.
It's the 3-ring binder. You just snap it in there.
Basically, at this point, with his skill level, yes, we just tap that bad boy in there. So
I really like how the disguise weapon text specifically mentions that it doesn't change any audible properties of the...
Yeah, so she's just holding a bastard sword that's making a distinct chainsaw noise.
Sometimes they just do that.
but they're not afraid of magic, so we can just be like,
It's the Goering sword of Gur.
It's probably a thing that's like about guns, like maybe it makes your gun look like something else, but maybe, just maybe, it was designed with the chainsaw specifically.
I feel like that bit of
Still will sound like a chainsaw.
addendum was done with chainsaw in mind, saying it doesn't change the sound.
It's so weird. It says parentheses Izzy.
Weird.
I'm trying to imagine the turning a gun into a hand crossbow, but it just makes that horrific 45 Desert Eagle noise every time that it goes off, and you're just, because I mean, this spell's crazy. Unless they interact with the weapon, per the rules of Glamour, they can't roll a will save on it. So unless someone goes onto your back to touch something, it just works well.
I mean, interact with the weapon, I assume, also includes being attacked by the weapon.
Yeah.
Yes,
So as soon as
but-
we're in battle,
Yeah.
If at any point the person who is on the business end of your chainsaw is the one who's like, wait, that's a technological item, chances are they're not going to be around long enough to tell anyone about it.
too late.
Wait a minute, you're not killing with a sword.
Everyone, it's really a chainsaw. You can tell by the cut marks on my
Looks ar-
flesh.
Yeah. And as he says everyone, he looks behind him at all the chainsawed corpses.
And it's you haven't had it running, so you're just smacking them with a non-running chainsaw. Ow!
Yeah, you mean the experience of going on a haunted hayride? Where they just hit you with the chainless chainsaw over and over again?
So, we did the shopping. I don't know what time of day we now assume it is, but Kira will probably go say goodbye to her parents before they leave, but we still have, tomorrow before Asher's gun is ready, so...
Yeah, you've still got a whole day, so you can kind of have free reign, and we don't need to, role play out every moment of the...
The next 3 episodes are going to be what we do.
Yeah, I mean, we are 6 episodes into the book, and there hasn't been any
I
combat,
haven't chainsawed anyone.
I believe I specifically mentioned that there were no fights in book 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, you already wrote that in the Discord, so that's got to be true now.
It's true. I eagerly await you RPing out Garrett and Sazaduk's conversations.
Oh,
because he was given orders by not Brixby to tell him all about the truth.
We do have hours of B-roll that is just Sazaduk and Garrett.
That's A-roll, my man.
It's Patreon stretch goal. Well, anything else you'll want to do today on the 2nd of Eridus? Or are we rolling over to the 3rd and a brand new day in which you basically have time for activities?
Let's get those activities done. Assuming we have activities, I feel like.
It's just all standing outside of Dinvaya's room being like, you done? You done? You done?
How's it going?
Also, nobody told Alwyn where to meet up or anything, so I'm assuming he just wandered off after that conversation. You haven't seen him
Welcome to
since?
the group.
Yeah, I was like, that's
That's
standard.
pretty
We'll find
standard.
them.
Yeah, this is your first test. Can you rendezvous with us without a set rendezvous point?
Yeah. Can you meet up with the very loyal 3?
Oh.
If it helps, Kira's been saying they're very loyal too.
Wow.
That's even worse.
I don't know why that would help anyone, but
That's fine. I've always
True.
wanted that line attribution, the very loyal to and Brixby.
And
So
Brix,
that's,
yeah.
I mean... it's okay. It's always
Awkward.
Asher and I guess we all just met up. Where are we? Are we doing the thing where we have to find each other again, or are we just going to skip through most of today so we can get the heck out of Torch finally in these episodes?
We
So I
all
think
meet
we
up
should-
at
That one.
Charlie's.
So, unless anyone has specific scenes they want to do on the 3rd, I would say we can pick up at the end of the working day there when Asher's gun should be finished.
I will just say, if it is still as raw after 24 hours, you should see a doctor.
They make lotions.
This week's episode brought to you by Gold Bond and Circle K and definitely Michaels. Just delete it all. I just delete my whole track.
Not Pepsi. Objectively.
I don't
Brought to you
think
by
we...
Spicy Mountain Dew.
Yeah, they're probably looking to sponsor anyone at this point. I imagine.
that's fair. Yeah, we can get that.
So, it seems like it's gonna clock, yeah.
Yes, unfortunately, my gun was also my chronometer. But it does feel right. I like to expect that there's canonically a sundial affixed to the top of Asher's gun.
Just
Which
welded
doubles as a sight, but only at noon.
up. Only at noon
Or
at the
midnight.
equator. So if you're not in that specific part of Garand,
I think I'd like to say, while at least Asher and Brixby go get the gun, Kira will say goodbye to her parents. And again, I don't need to. That can be a 30-second scene. I'm just.
okay.
Izzy is like, let's go. Chainsaws and stuff.
All right. So I'd say in the Clockwork Chapel, who all's coming along?
I think when they get there, Alwyn is pressed up against the glass trying to look in. He's just already there.
Already hanging out outside.
Well, hello, Alwyn. I was just about to go and pick up my firearm. It's been enchanted by our friend. You're welcome to come along inside if you so desire.
I'd like that very much.
Right. I don't know, maybe get some bird seed or something ready if you've got more. I don't really know what Kite likes, besides poems.
So if you head into the Clockwork Chapel, and into the back where, all their workshops are, Dinvaya is putting the finishing touches on the gun, wearing, of course, her safety goggles and everything. She's got like a blowtorch. Kite looks up and sees the lot of you, and then just turns around and scoots. Like, oh, hello. I mean, hi, hello there. Hi, nice seeing you all, people that I know. How are you doing?
Good.
Oh my god, did they break up?
No, Dinvaya's just finishing up, and so we're all normal. Everything's normal here. You all feeling normal?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's good.
Real normal. Anyway, this is our friend. Yeah. They're new.
Yes, hello, normal friend.
I tried to come yesterday, but you were closed.
Oh, yeah, about that. And he scratches the back of his head and turns to Dinvaya and goes, yeah, we've been, busy season and, taxes and, how it is,
You guys are so gross. Just give us the gun and let us leave. I'm literally cringing out of my rat skin back here.
I only had a 6 total sense motive, so Asher's like, yeah, taxes, busy season, oof.
Dinvaya turns off the torch and picks up the gun, gives it a twirl, and, it looks, that extra shiny, magical now. Otherwise, basically the exact same gun. She goes, oh, yes, here you go. Good as new, or better if I do say so myself. And she looks down the barrel once more, just to make sure. Nice and loaded for you, too. She throws the gun over to Asher with a bullet in the chamber.
Mm-hmm. Be sure to
Perfect.
check by looking down the barrel. Right, yeah.
Roll a reflex save to see if you can catch it. It's a dirty 30. So I think he catches it while it lands like perfectly in his palm.
It's beautiful.
Just puts out a jaunty hip and catches it in the holster. No hands. Just
Ooh.
So I take it you'll be shipping out?
I believe we're walking. But yes, we will be departing. Torch.
Well,
Sure you won't come along.
I believe I am needed here. And she looks over at Joram, who turns a little bit red. Then she goes, but I wish you all the best of luck, and I warn you, Book 3 might not have a pocket cleric for you to lean on. Just saying.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll spend all that time learning how to vomit. No, really, thank you.
I can cast Cure Wounds.
We all need somebody to lean on.
Alright, and I think we'll cut over to the Smith household.
Yeah, so Kira, they've gone to get the gun. Kira's gonna help and bust in the front door, that's how you say that. Mom, I'm gonna head out. Promise not to die.
She,
Dad.
I think they appear pretty quickly, and she goes, that so abruptly, you're just gonna leave in the, I mean, okay.
We'll be back pretty soon. Vargas went on ahead of us, so we're gonna go meet him there, and then I guess do this whole little mystery thing. We found a new friend. That's fun. And then we'll come back after all that. It'll be just like the last time, except gone for maybe some more days or fewer days. But we'll be safe.
Well, that's all that we ask, is that you take care of yourself before you save Numeria or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of consider that a perk. I'm going to watch out for me, I'm going to watch out for my friends, and I guess I'll make sure Brixby comes back too.
Oh, snap. It hurts. Right in the feels.
It does.
Caden will nod as well and say, keep an eye on that strange fellow. Seems harmless enough, but it's a weird one. And, take care of yourself. We await your return.
We'll give both a hug, and then we'll give both of them a hug, and then as she's headed out, Sage! Ame! I'm leaving.
Oh my god, you just got here. What are you even talking about?
We have to go, do a bunch of stuff. It's fine. I'll let you know. Good luck with your fake boyfriend, and see you in a couple days.
It's like you don't even live here anymore. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm an adventurer now, so...
Just like your boyfriend.
Well, I've got things going on too, okay? I don't need your life story.
Our TikTok is really taking off. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I will also give her sisters and brother a hug. Say hi to the chickens, and then dip out.
Yeah, when you hug Toby, you are hugging basically a small boy and a bundle of chickens.
Okay, keep these ones alive so we can have more to play with when I get back. I think we have to bring just, if we're following the trend, 3 chickens next time. Or 4, I guess, depending on how you do your math.
I think these ones are going to have babies, because I saw an egg, and they just left it there, so maybe it wasn't, a good egg, but maybe they're going to have eggs, and then there'll be babies, and then we'll have 100 chickens when you get back, and you can name one of them Kira, and you can name one of them Toby, and you can name, and he will go on through as many names as he can think of.
100 names. Yeah, no, she will chill through
we all
100
can.
names there.
That's
we've got time.
I can't.
That's all the names Sam can name.
You've called my
Kira and
bluff.
Toby.
Congratulations.
All the names Sam knows. That's it.
That's true.
And I think...
You are not going to bed. No way. I demand to watch Halloween and 15 chickens in single combat to know all of his martial prowess.
Yeah, that's an after the credits kind of scene, I think.
Fair.
But I think
I'll
we
allow it.
are bringing the curtain down on the final day in Torch. And as, the moon with its menacing face closes in... Wait, no. Wrong game. As we bring the curtain down on the final day in Torch, and you've got a long day on the road ahead of you, I'm going to bed.
Are we going to play Majora's Mask?
Good night, Sam.
I guess you get a good night out of me.
Night,
Good
night, Sam.
Good night, Sam.
Night, Sam.
The merch is going to sell itself for Happy Halloween.
Oh, that's a good one.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage you to leave us a review. Ah, I lost all my tabs.
The scrap wall over there. Nope. Cut that. Pause. The Charlie the Chicken Factory. You guys, help.
Almost got me.
Man, words are hard when you're tired. I'm moving this week. She does. I haven't gone through any sort of extensive temple training, but even with my mostly second-hand religious practice understanding, this will have to be edited in quite thoroughly.
Okay, so again, cut this out because I'm saying this. Are you just like a bug? Like a big bug? I'm getting strong, like...
He is not a bug. That
sugar
is a
in
very
water
that is a
vibe.
very bug-ish language.
I'm getting Coraline vibes.
See,
He is not
you
a
just
bug.
remind me of Vincent D'Onofrio in the
Oh,
beginning
yeah,
of Men in
yeah.
Black. Yeah. Edgar. Sugar.
Oh, no.
Agar.
no,
It's a shame we had to cut
It
that
all
out.
in.
No.
It's a blooper. He just channeled positive energy, so
Yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah, he can only do that once a day, though, so
Solid.
that's done for today.
Asher doesn't know
Every-
that. Oh, really? My God lets me do it.
That's because it doesn't come from his god. He's got god healing. He can do that more often.
It's a channel off.
God healing. TM.
Like, assault strangers with a chainless chainsaw is probably... Never mind. We're going to cut
That's
this whole
universal.
section out. I'm from Maine. I can't insult any portion of the United States. But this whole thing is getting cut out because... Yep. Not trying to start a territorial war.
Awkward silence as if
Sense motive on me, please.
everybody looks down, and then it just shows
The natural 20.
See out the window,
just
the
shows
rain comes
Vargas's
back.
portrait floating through the air, and then
24 sense motive.
On yourself?
Can't
or-
have an oppositional roll if I don't roll.
I think everyone in the room is pretty sure Vargas is dead.
He took Nathan.
No. That's it. Book 3, Hunting Giroux down. Not Vargas, Giroux.
They're coming. They're coming out of the book.